Here goes. Hi, I'm Andrew, and as I'm sure you can tell by the amateurish way that I'm starting this is my first ever YouTube video. Because I'm a person with cerebral palsy, and that cerebral palsy has been getting progressively worse as I age. Everybody gets physically worse as they age, but I'm afraid it's accelerated a little bit with me. I'm also the recipient of a transplant kidney, and I'm so very honoured to do that, to have been the recipient of such a gift. I'm also a recovering stutterer. My speech impediment has had nothing, virtually nothing to do with my cerebral palsy, and a lot more to do with social anxiety, I guess, for want of a better term. Now, the purpose of these videos is so that you can be with me on this journey as I learn to walk again with a stick, at least to the point where I get more confident being outside and being among people who obviously judge me. And I thought, first I'll let the world judge me, and then that'll help me get confidence enough to have the real world judge me. Anyway, thank you for that. It means so very, very much. And I thought, if you can bear with me, and I'll just do another couple of up and backs, and learn to be walking with a stick again. I haven't walked with a stick for 15 years or so. And if you can stay with me during this journey, then I'll try some stand-up comedy at the end, or some singing, or some poetry reading, or some reading of my novel, because I am a creator, I am an artist, I do think I'm funny, although everybody does, I can sing, and I feel that all those things for the longest time have been hidden because I've been scared to show them, and finally I feel ready. So as I say, I'll do another couple of laps, and I thought we might try some stand-up comedy, since what I'm trying to do is stand up. Thanks. By the way, I know you're all staring at my bum right now, and that's okay. I can actually already feel myself feeling a bit more confident on the stick. I'll try and keep my head up as much as I can. And hopefully, in a few videos' time, we'll start going outside. Shows you some of that wonderful Australian weather. I get more confident as I near something to hang on to, but I'm not going to hang on to it, okay? I'm going to stand up and have a go at stand up. Again, first time, but it's something I've always wanted to do. Now, I'm Andrew, and I know what you're thinking. What on earth is Brad Pitt doing here? Why on earth would Brad Pitt come to this little channel that's got no subscribers. By the way, you know what to do. Hit like and subscribe, and we'll get better together. Well, you know, being mistaken for Brad Pitt is something that I've had to deal with for years now, and I'm coming to terms with it. And don't worry, I'm not drunk. Haven't been able to drink since the kidney transplant. And that had nothing to do with drinking, by the way. It was cysts on the kidneys, but that's another thing altogether. I'm not drunk. This is just me. Now, just like I sometimes feel like doing and never actually have done when I'm outside, when somebody judges me or is condescending toward me, I thought about coming on here and using a fake voice for a couple of seconds, getting some people to think one way or think about me one way, and then use my real voice to tell them I'm actually something different. And lots of us are different to how we present, and I guess I know it just as much as a lot of people do. But as a recovering stutterer, I am using my real voice, and this is me, and hopefully that'll get better as I get confident too. Seriously though, I actually feel really blessed to be a Gen X. Hear me out. Thing is, when I was young, we could get away with a lot more because we didn't have cameras everywhere and everybody and their dog with a camera phone, and every little thing you did was documented on video for time immemorial. Fact is, I've probably got like 2 photos of me at that age when I was getting away. Well, let me rephrase that. My mates were getting away with a lot, but you know, I'm not exactly a cat burglar, so I was usually the one that took the blame for whatever they were doing. But yeah, I don't know how this is going to go down. Hopefully you guys will be on the journey with me. But you know, I'm not expecting waves and waves of praise. If it comes, that's great. If one person is watching, that's a start. But you know, I'm well aware that everybody's used to praise for whatever they do these days. You know, a toddler, quite rightly, masters potty training, and they get praised. Or a 15-year-old kid gets out of bed, having only been yelled at to get out of bed 3 times. That's a win. Praise them. But, you know, this is overcoming stage fright for me, and learning to walk and learning to get myself out there. And if you like some of my content, I'll be doing some singing in other videos, reading some of my poetry, a couple of kids' books I've written, all that kind of thing, and we'll see how it goes. I've always been told I'm funny, but maybe they were just meant funny looking. Kind of like Steve Buscemi in Fargo. Can't quite put your finger on it, but funny looking. And anyway, getting back to the stage fright, how I'm trying to overcome it is imagining you guys in the audience, right? And that age-old thing of seeing people naked in the audience. So right now, I'm imagining you all naked in the audience, or 2 of you, and that's helping me with the stage fright. But I've got to say, mate, seriously, what are you doing in the nude, and what the heck is wrong with your testicles? And stop doing that. Okay, so I'm coming to you from Australia, and I was lucky enough some years ago to be adopted by this country, back before I walked with a stick or with a walker and did a little bit of sport in my own fashion. And I probably don't think they would have accepted me today, but that's okay. You know, I'm just trying to accept myself. But I will tell you something that happened to me as a young teenager. I was probably about 11 years old, and this is back in the UK, in England. For those of you who've heard of HMS Victory, it's a ship in Portsmouth, and it was how Nelson defeated Napoleon at the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. History lesson over. The point is, as a young, stumbling 11-year-old, part of a school excursion, I'm walking along, imagine me without the stick, I'm walking along on the deck of HMS Victory. And there's a brass plaque about so high, okay? And it says, this is where Nelson fell. And I promptly tripped and fell over it. Now, I've always thought that's hilarious. But I was, a few years ago now, before I got sick with kidney disease, I was applying for a TV game show that shall remain nameless. Mainly because the host is a bit of a knob and hit me in the head twice. Anyway, that's another story. The point is, I was told, as everybody who auditioned was told, that you had to tell a funny story. And I told the story of being, as an 11-year-old boy, on the deck of HMS Victory and tripping over the brass plaque where Nelson fell. So I always use the line, I fell where Nelson fell. The difference between he and I is that I got back up again. Now, I've got to tell you, that story went down at the audition for this game show like a lead balloon. Nobody laughed, like they're probably not now. And I was thinking, come on, it's funny, it's okay to laugh at me. And you know what? It is. Because laughter is disarming. And I am not going to get upset if you guys laugh at me, or if I stumble, or if I'm progressing too slowly. Just don't get bored. I'll get better. Now, I've got to end on one thing. I've heard Ricky Gervais and other comics say that you have to punch up, not down, you know? That you have to make fun at somebody who is above you in the social hierarchy, and that you can't punch down. You can't make fun of disabled people, etc. And I've got to tell you this. I've got to ask this of you, right? How on earth am I going to punch down? I can only punch up. So I'll make fun of myself a little bit as well, and that's okay. It's perfectly fine. You know, just, it's nice to get out there again and put myself out there and not be scared of what people think, okay? So, say what you think. Just like and subscribe. Thanks. I'll do one more lap, and then it's bye for now. Maybe I'll hit you with a song tomorrow, or some reading. It's all good practice, right? Thanks. Thanks. I'm Andrew Harris. You've been watching Always on the Outside. And I'll keep trying to stand tall. See you next time.